Hey guys, it's Chris with Warships Leviathan. It's a turn-based naval strategy game put out by Paradox. It is actually pretty fun. The graphics are really nice. It plays pretty well. Basically, you're in control of either a ship or a fleet of ships, and you move around you select a ship, and these are all your weapons. You got guns, and this particular ship has shields on it. You have arcs of fire that you have to pay attention for. The ships will automatically fire if you set them up. Right now they're at free fire, but you can also manually select them so they can, target the water, or they can target specific ships and just keep firing at them until either the gun goes out of its firing arc or the ship is destroyed. So this mission it's the first one in the campaign mode, I guess you'd call it, and you're going to just check for a scout ship that went missing. In order to move, you grab your green arrow to move forward, hold and drag, and that's approximately 17 seconds of travel time. You can also rotate the ship. Orange would be the rear or stern, and then the green would be the bow or the front. And it takes time to turn the ship, obviously. So we're just gonna go, and it's turn-based, so we're gonna set up to go out here, and then once you do your planning, and if you have multiple ships, you'd be doing this with multiple ships, and then you hit the commit button, and you'll be moved to the outcome stage. So this is where the planning turns into actual movement. So we're going to move out in this direction here to the left, and we'll probably eventually come into some ships. Yeah, here's an enemy ship right now. So as you can see, I'm automatically firing. That ship was really small, so it was definitely easy to take down. This swift destroyer is actually a little bit more powerful, a little bit better armor, a little bit better armament. So if you look, you want to take note of what your weapon arcs are. And some weapons can only fire like 180 degrees, especially if they're on the side, but the front armament is pretty good at going, it's almost 180 degrees to the front. Sometimes you'll have stronger weapons on the on the bow, and maybe on the front of the stern, or whatever, wherever the guns are. You might want to turn excuse me, turn them that way. I have pretty good armament, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move up here, and you can add waypoints by hitting this and clicking it and dragging it. So I'm going to try to stay kind of in the front area of my ship to put towards his, and we'll see that outcome. I can try to see if I can bring more weapons to bear on him than just my bow guns. So he's actually kind of doing the same thing, which I don't know how well the AI works. I've only played this a little bit, so we'll just see what's going to happen here. Yeah, complete miss. Alright, so in this particular ship has a shield, and you pick the shield direction. I'm going to deploy it to the left, obviously, because that's where I'm facing. I'm also going to turn my ship a little bit more this way, because it kind of put me out of position. But like in true form in water, it takes time to slow down, and your ship can also turn in its own way, maybe because of the currents in the ocean, or something like that. But it doesn't just go straight and then stop. It actually glides, and it can turn while it's gliding. Our shield absorbed the damage, and his ship actually is out of control now. He has no control over which direction he's going, so you'll see the ship kind of move side to side and stuff like that, but he's already going to pop probably in the next volley here. and then we'll move down and find some more ships. But this is basically how the combat works, and it's pretty interesting. It's not, it's not stupid. It's actually got some purpose in it, and it seems engaging. And he can still fire if his, I think I disabled a lot of his frontal guns, but he can still fire until he's underwater. So you can still get damaged after you destroy a ship, so it's something to be wary about. And we're going to move back down to these buoys here, and then we're going to go south. And we may or may not encounter more ships, I'm not sure. And I'm just going to let it do its thing. As you can see, when it starts to turn, it really slows down. So if you're trying to get away from someone, you probably want to put your stern to their starboard or port sides. It'll make it harder for the weapons on their ships to track your ship, because it gives you, it's a much narrower target. And each planning phase is, in multiplayer it does have limits onto how long it takes, but the result phase is actually 10 seconds. So you'll know, this is going to take the entire turn to get to this point, but if you go here, it's going to take that much longer. And you can see that going in a straight line, actually, it takes less time to go where you're going. So you want to turn as little as possible, unless you really need to turn. So we're going to go down here, and we're also going to put our shield down here, and we're going to move. And this right here, if you're perpendicular to their bow, that is the best position to be in, because they can only bring the front weapons to bear on you, while you can bring almost your entire facing side weapons to them, with receiving limited damage yourself. And if you're at close range like this, it actually works pretty well. The farther you are away and the faster this target ship is moving, it's gonna be more difficult to put hits on, even at this perpendicular angle. In the Navy they call it crossing the T, and it's a good position to be in. Now we're probably going to end up going broadside against him. I have my shield on, so I'm not too worried about it, but he can bring his full firepower to bear as well as me, so it's not the optimal place you want to be if you have a slightly weaker ship. And the shield has to recharge, so I probably won't get it for another 14 seconds, so it's kind of a long time to be without a shield. But their weaponry is not as good as ours, so as you can see, he's already destroyed, and then this little ship will go down rather quickly. And I want to start coming down this way, so I'm going to try to limit my the sharpness of my turns and see if I can kind of keep the momentum going, and see how his ship goes out of control. He's actually backing up into rocks, and he can damage himself. You can also get collision damage as well, so that's something to be aware of. And as you can see, every time the ship turns, it slows down. If you're trying to get away from something, you definitely want to try to make as straight of a line away as possible. Now our objective is actually over here, so we're going to kind of move our way down there. And you can, you can zoom in, you can see the ship for pretty good detail. Now, this is probably not the best position for me to be in. This is only a sprinter and a sprinter, or a buzzer, they're small, so I don't think I'll be in too much damage, in too much danger. But I am going to modify my course here a little bit. I want to kind of come down like this a little bit more, and then start turning down here. That way I can put firepower on these two ships, and I'm going to actually manually... Well, I can't do it now because he's not in range. I don't think he's in range of any of my guns. Yeah, so we got to wait for them to come in a little bit closer before I can try to attack him. But what I'm probably going to do is manually attack the smaller ship and get him out of... might not even have to. But I kind of want to take him out because he's a little bit more maneuverable. And his guns still hurt. But I also want to show you how to manually, like what manually targeting does. And unfortunately, he's not in that firing arc. So. All right, so he's going to be dead. So. I mean, we got 3 more rounds, and the likelihood of those rounds actually hitting are pretty high. So we will move our shield here, because we're going to start turning to the right. And I'm going to let the weapons self-fire. Oh, I guess I didn't get him, but I'm not too worried about it. He just actually ran aground, so he could get stuck there if he's not careful. He's running up to the left, so I'm going to ignore him. There's no need to chase him down. This ship is actually pretty difficult to fight because it is a heavy destroyer. I'm going to try to see if I can move around here a little bit. And hopefully I don't have to go chase that guy down. So. At some point in here, I'll probably stop right in here. That might be enough. I might hold the shield for one more turn. No, let me see. He's coming back, which I didn't want him to do. And now I'm going to be stuck between the two, but obviously my shield is going to go towards this direction. I don't think he's going to be too much of a problem. As you can see, it's hard to hit moving targets. I don't know if this is a good move or a bad move, but alright, so he's out of the picture now, which is great. My shield has 12 more seconds. And I'm not sure why the ship turned that way, because it's just going to end up going that way. But this could be a failure, so we shall see. And my engine is now damaged. I am a sitting duck. About the only thing I can do now is my... I'm facing him the way I want to, so I'm gonna just, when the engines come on, they'll go back in this direction. But I'm gonna put my shield here. Maybe I can get an extra volley or two in before that shield goes out. And my engine is now back on. and it seemed to be perfect timing because he threw some heavy rounds at me. It's another thing you might want to consider is that you don't want to stop like I just did, because now I'm at 0 movement and easy to hit. And it could actually have, the shield came on just in time, because it could have actually caused me the match. And this over here is actually a ship of mine, and I keep forgetting about it. I'm not sure if it can actually be part of the fight, and if before this guy dies. So I could have, if it is, I could have used him in order to provide a little bit more firepower. So a victory, which is good. We like victories. So that is that's the first mission. And what happens is when you complete this mission, you'll notice that you have fleet size up here. In the first mission, you're not allowed to change your vessels or modify your fleet. However, once you win that first battle, you can now use the Edit Fleet button, and you'll be given different types of hulls as you progress. And you're allowed to make modifications to the offensive and defensive capabilities of the ships. The weapons, actually, right now there's only 2 available, but as you continue on, you get better and better weaponry. But it takes more points, so you only have a limited amount of points. Those 3 ships with their armament come up to 3,580 points, and I have a maximum of 4,000. There's a few things I could probably change. This particular ship has stealth mines and has the Barbossa cannon, a shield, and that's it. The other ships in my fleet, let's see, the Arctic Serpent actually has a Barbossa, a shield, and then 2 Cousars. And it's not the strongest ship, and it's not the strongest ship out of the 3. The stealth mines are extremely powerful, and you can see that they do a damage of 540, where even the Barbossa only does 50 to 80, and the reload time is kind of long. You can put out a bunch of stealth mines. However many you have, you can put them out in succession in a path. It's an arc. It's probably about 30 degrees, and it's probably about this far. I don't know if you can see the mouse, but it's probably just about half the length of the ship away, and there's a green cone that you can throw out mines in. You kind of want to know where the ship might be going, or where the direction of the incoming attack may be coming, because your ships can hit them too and cause you to lose your ships. So you definitely got to pay attention. You can actually shoot your own ships by accident if they're in the line of fire, so definitely take that into consideration. But that is about it as far as the controls. And I haven't done multiplayer yet, but I will probably do that in the next couple days when I have some time. I just wanted to throw this out there. I mean, I really enjoy the game. It's not the most in-depth, but the strategy that you need to place is actually gets pretty in-depth. So it's definitely something that people who like strategy games and specifically turn-based games will like. That's a little annoying, but whatever. All right, so we'll just take a look at the mine ship, and as you can see, you can put mines in any of these areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop one there, and then hit the add button, and you can drop one there, and I'm going to throw another one here, but I'm also going to throw one here and one here while the ship is facing this way. There is a repair platform, but it also refills your mines. so, you know, don't be afraid to throw them out there. And actually, if I really wanted to, I've played this mission before. It's difficult with these ships because they don't have a lot of firepower, and you only get 3 of them, and these attacks come from everywhere. But I probably would recommend putting at least one more stealth mine launcher on one of these other 2 ships, and that'll give you coverage because they're going to come from the top, from the left, and from the top right, and a little bit right, but mostly up in the, you know, if you're looking at a compass, it would be like the northeast location, the northwest location, and the west location. But we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna bring this ship over here. I'm gonna put this ship down here. Probably right. Probably right about here. I'm gonna throw these mines out, and then I'm gonna come back. I'll probably end up backing into this ring, throw mines out in here, and if I can, I'll shoot some back out in the east side. These beam turrets, they don't really do anything, so I definitely don't rely on them as a last defense. You are pretty much the only one that's going to be causing DPS or damage. So we'll let this roll, and you can see my mine layer is launching those mines. And these 2 Arctic Serpents are going to put them, I'm probably going to put them, you know, facing not directly straight out, but probably perpendicular to that, so I can kind of bring as many weapons to bear as possible. So this ship will probably be in this position. This western ship will be in that position somewhere down here by the 7, and then I'll probably end up leaving the Arctic Serpent on the east side down. Probably actually I probably want it more here, and then I'll turn. It's gonna go east to west, so I'm gonna turn it like north. Probably northwest to southeast. And I'm going to modify that a little bit. He's not in a bad position right there. And then I want to turn this ship in that direction, and I'll turn him a little bit that way. This Swift Destroyer is actually more of a priority than this Buzzard. I think that looks relatively okay. Now I am going to bring this ship right down here to get some more mines. And then we'll see how that works. And we don't have any other ships visible right now, so alright, so I definitely want to turn him this way a little bit. And he's going to be probably right in here by the time I turn. And I see, as you can see, I have this flashing green. That means that there's a friendly object or an object in the line of sight of where I want to put the weapon, so it's not going to work. I got to turn first. I was trying to maybe see if I could time it a little bit better. But this ship seems to have a fair amount of armor. And I think I'm going to have to bring him down to engage. And let's see if I can throw some out. The mines aren't really going to do me much good where they are. And hopefully I didn't throw it right in the path of that ship, because that would be kind of foolish. And as you can see, it probably would have been more beneficial to have an extra mine layer as opposed to 2 of these gunboats. Now, I got a problem here, and I should have saw it coming. I can't shoot him with this ship because he's, you know, between the crystal. Well, this large crystal rig is in between him and I. This ship is probably going to ram my Arctic Serpent as well. Fortunately, they don't seem to want to turn the way I want them to into the mines. Not much else I can do right now. This destroyer will probably hit these mines and be taken care of. This is my concern here on the bottom. There seems to be a lot of ships stacking up here over on the east side. I'm not liking that too much. This ship needs to turn around like ASAP, so I can throw out some mines. See if I can saturate the area with some mines, and maybe we can catch something. Most likely they won't be activated until too late. So this ship definitely needs to get... This might be run aground area here, so hopefully I can thread the needle and get a little bit closer. and I'm mining myself in, which is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep these mines out far enough. He just shot his own guy, too, which is cool. As you can see, those mines are absolutely deadly. And I'm going to lose this ship. I think this is getting towards the end, so I don't mind putting myself way out of position. This western flank is pretty well covered by mines, so I definitely need to get this guy out of here. And even if this one explodes down here on the bottom, as long as you have one, you're okay. And I don't think I can make that turn, so I'm going to have to fight back up to this here. And hopefully that guy hits that mine there. And he did. He's done. And this sprinter maybe will hit these mines here. Oh yes, I forgot about the Overlord. I might not be able to beat this mission. I completely forgot about him. And you will see. Please hit that mine. Yes. Excellent. I might not be able to beat this one. Oh, there's a lot more ships than I thought. Yeah, we're toast. That bottom left one is dead. This bottom right one will be dead very quickly. And yes, we would have not made a good attempt here. Well, the ship pathfinding is pretty much the same as far as where they come from, and as soon as they counter resistance from you, it might change. So you can kind of see that this Overlord is going to be coming from this direction. We might want to put mines down just above this rock here. And you know, this side is actually pretty heavy with activity, so I think mines in this area over here would be a good plan. But yeah, we didn't do so well. I'm not sure if it's even going to cancel the mission or not. If I can get him to chase me through the mines, then that would be good, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. You can also use those timers to kind of see, set your maneuvers so, you know, if this ship and this ship come at the same time, you know, you can hit them from both sides. So it's going to take 16 seconds for this ship to get down here, and it's going to take, if I want to play this right, it'll take about 16 seconds to get down here. We can maybe provide, you know, a crossfire here where we can take out the ship relatively quickly. And that's pretty much the best way to do it, is to time your actions so they're very close to how, you know, whatever ships you want to put against whatever ships. That if you can try to combine the firepower of both, but from different directions, because if we were both on the same side, we might be crossing over our own ships, which could, you know, potentially cause some friendly fire. But as something like this, where both ships are out of each other's range, but put the enemy in between, it can make light work, and you know, you have relative safety in your maneuvering. Now I want to see if I can get this guy to face. Oh, I want to get him to face to the south, and see if I can throw some. I want to see if I can throw some mines down there. I'm not sure if he's going to hit them. I'm not even sure if I'll survive long enough to do it. But it would be nice to be able to hopefully get some firepower down there. And let's gonna run over here. And again, I'll see if I can try to put him in my weapons arc. And I'm actually being repaired as I'm in this circle, as well as being refitted, so that makes me feel a lot better. Unfortunately, the range on these things is just awful, so that's a kind of it's not going to work. That plan is just not going to happen. But it is possible that I could throw down enough damage on him while remaining relatively safe. I still have the shield's ability that I can use. So I'm definitely going to hit that one up. And I will also use his forward shield. And we'll see what happens here. I think I've lost the mission, but I would imagine that it would kick you out as soon as that happened, as soon as the mission was unwinnable. Might not be the case, however. Now his ship is actually grounded, so he has very limited mobility, and he just grounded again. It's a deep draft vehicle, and I guess he's on that, you know, coastal line. But he's actually taking damage as he's grounded. So I guess we'll see if we completed the mission. So that was a show of the need for tactics and the need for strategically planning out your actions. Also, with 3 small ships against a large force that's staggered and in different directions, is just, you don't have enough mobility to move those ships into the right positions without sacrificing the defense of the other areas. So it's definitely a game of chance, but the mines, like I said, would have provided me with an easier time. I could have put those mines down and then move the ships off to an area where I know the most enemies come from. just gives me a little bit more security, as well as having that firepower where I need it. So that is mission 1 and mission 2 of Leviathan. Check it out. I got it on Steam, and I enjoy it, and hopefully you do too. So if you'd like to comment, or mention anything that I could have done differently. Also, if you like the video or some of my other videos, subscribe and check back for future videos.